Assalamu alaikum students, this is our fifth lecture of secondary computer science. In this video, we will study the last topic of the programming languages, that is translators. So let's start with the code. First, we will see that what is a machine code. So you can guess from the name, a program which is written in the machine language is known as the machine code or the object code. And computer understands only this machine code. And the second term is the source code, a program which is written in any language other than the machine language. Means that if it is written in the assembly language or the high-level language, then such a program is known as the source code. So in this video, we will see the translators. So what is a translator? You know that the computer understands the instructions which are given in the machine language only. But you also know that we use the other programmings for developing the software such as assembly language and the high-level language. Then we need the translators so that computer can understand the other programming languages. So translator is also a computer program, and this converts the source code into the machine code. So this is the source code which is written in assembly language or in the high-level language, and translator is the computer program, and it will convert this into the machine code so that computer can understand the source code. And the translators are the computer programs or the softwares, and they are categorized as the system softwares, means they comes in the categories of the system software. Now we will see the different types of the language translators. First is the assembler, compiler, and the interpreter. So first start with the assembler. Now assembler is the software which translates the assembly language into the machine language. So you can see that if the code is written in the assembly language, computer cannot understand this. So we can use a software which will translate this into the machine code so that computer can understand this. And such a software is known as the assembler. It is used for translating assembly language. The second is the compiler. The compiler is used for the high-level language translation. And how does the compiler work? It translates the whole high-level language program at once into the machine language before execution. Means that the complete program which you have written, it will be translated into the machine language and then it will be executed. So the compiler generates the object file, or we can say it generates the object code or the machine code if there is no error in the source code. Okay, source code is the code which you have written using the high-level language. And if there are no errors in the source code, then it will generate the object code by translating it. Compiler translates the source code and also keep records of the syntax error. By syntax error, we means that there is some error in the syntax or in the structure of the program which you have written. And if there are errors in this your program, then compiler will also display the error list at the end of compilation. If there are any errors, then your code will not be translated into object code until and unless you remove those errors. Compiler is used in C language as the language translator. So here you can see an example. We have written a program in a high-level language, and there are 5 instructions in this program, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the compiler will read the whole program and it will convert the whole program into the object code. This is the source code. Compiler will read whole program and convert this into the object code if there are no errors in these instructions. And by error, we means that there are errors in the structure or in the syntax. If there are errors, then compiler will show you the list of errors. First, you have to remove those errors, then your program will be converted into object code. And after converting into object code, it will execute them. So this is how the compiler works, and the C language also uses the compiler. And the third type of translator is the interpreter. Interpreter is also the high-level language translator program, but it is different from the compiler. Why? Because it translates the high-level language program into machine code one line at a time. It translates one line and then execute it, then translates the second line and then execute. So it does not create the object code file. It translates the source code into the object code, but does not separately create a file. So each line is executed as it is translated. We will see in this example, here is the program, this is the source code, and there are the 5 instructions. So interpreter will read the first instruction. It will convert the first instruction into the object code and then execute it. Then it will go to the second instruction, read the second line and convert it into the object code and then execute it. And it will perform the same operation for all the instructions present in the source code. So it is not generating a separate file. The interpreter is also used in some languages like the BASIC for translating for the purpose of translation. So this was our today's video. Thank you for your attention.